Halo, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat malam Sabtu. Alright, so kita lama. Biasalah aku hari Minggu baru boleh lah. Hari Minggu, hari cuti baru boleh buat live. Jadi kadang-kadang nak fikir konten apa nak buat pun pening juga. So aku fikir macam ni lah. Why not aku ajak korang lepak dan tengok benda yang aku nak belajar lah. Aku tengah nak belajar satu benda dipanggil apa ni? Sekejap. Dia panggil apa? NFT. NFT. So apa benda NFT ni? Kita tengok lepas ni. So intro dulu. Okey, sekarang ni kita kasih kita kasih share sekejap. Share. Kita ambil masa share sekejap. Video ni live ni kita kasih share sekejap supaya tengok berapa ramai boleh dapat viewers pun, baru kita boleh discuss sama-sama apa benda NFT ni kan. Share. Share sekejap. Share dulu. Dua, tiga tempat bertengok lah. Wan Nurjana, welcome to the show. Okay. Welcome. Waalaikumsalam. Share dulu. Lewat tidur ni. Okay, malam ni kita nak bincang pasal NFT. Apa benda NFT? So kita nak dapat kefahaman dulu. Aku dah jumpa satu video, aku dah share dekat dalam wall aku. NFT, apa benda NFT tu. Tapi aku pun share part macam parking lah kan. Lepas tu aku pun tak tengok betul-betul lagi. Kali ni aku nak tengok betul-betul apa dimaksudkan. Lepas tu kita bincang sama-sama. Apakah dimaksudkan dengan NFT, blockchain. Ni semua benda baru ni. Aku pun, especially orang yang tak ambil pot pasal cryptocurrency ni, macam aku memang pening lah. Tapi aku nak tahu juga benda apa kan. So kalau korang pun terlibat, ada minat dalam benda ni, kata kita tengok sama-sama, lepas tu kita review. Alright. Okay, so dia ialah alright. So dia ialah aku share. Okay. So ini ialah video NFT ni daripada siapa Muhammad ni Johnny Harris. So dia ni yang buat video ni. So aku rasa explanation dia ni paling simple sekali dan paling senang faham. Jadi jom kita tengok. Alright.
NFT.
They're now selling for huge bucks.
$69 million.
So what's behind this latest craze?
That is the question to ask.
Okay, so there's some super strange stuff happening online right now, and I need to tell you about it. First, look at this tweet. The first tweet ever tweeted in the history of Twitter. The tweet was by Jack Dorsey.
I'm one of the co-founders of Twitter.
And this tweet was somehow just purchased for $2,915,835.
Ya. Tweet yang pertama dia cakap tweet yang pertama dalam Twitter dibeli dengan harga 2 juta lebih US dollar. Tweet yang pertama oleh founder Twitter. Betul ke ni? Okey, tak apa, kita sambung.
And 47 cents.
You serious?
And it's not just a tweet. Just last month, a single JPEG sold for $69 million.
Oh my god.
The NBA is selling little moments of basketball games for hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is all sorts of digital things that people are purchasing a version of them for lots of money. There are 3 simple letters that you need to understand what's going on. Those letters are NFT.
What's the latest trend that's sweeping the internet?
What exactly is an NFT? So-called NFT.
Do y'all in the chat understand what an NFT is?
Like, does that stand for not safe for work? What does this mean?
Why would you pay for an NFT when you can look at it for free?
Is this a gigantic bubble just waiting to burst?
I believe in this space with my whole heart.
I'm just fascinated by it, all of it.
This story is much bigger than a $600,000 cat gif or a $3 million tweet. It's a story about human psychology and how the way we value things is shifting because of technology. A technology that some people think may revolutionize our society, while at the same time accelerating the climate disaster. It's really nuts. It's all of these things together, and I want to explain it to you. So let's do this.
What the hell's an NFT? Apparently cryptocurrency. To LeBron James! That was insane! Officially insane, LeBron James.
NFT stands for non-fungible token. Okay, there it is. That's the explanation.
Okay, so maksud dia cakap apa? NFT ialah non-fungible token. Non-fungible. Fungible. Okay.
Fungible token makes sense, right? So the video's over now. No. One of my issues with this topic is that people throw around things like blockchain, crypto art, ledger, NFT, and they just expect me to understand what they're talking about. And I
should you invest in NFT? Well, if you look at all these painting here, what is...
I didn't. Okay, I'm going to talk about a Tesla for a second. Customized by Unplugged Performance to be the most unique and high-quality Tesla there is. Oh, and it's not just a Tesla, it's also $20,000. You can enter for a chance to win the Tesla and $20,000 by going to omaze.com/Johnny Harris. When you donate $10 or more, your donation goes to support 2 nonprofits. 501c3 is the first one. They are an organization that seeks to mobilize the next generation to fight climate change by creating a global community that embraces low-carbon culture. The other one is called Give Power, which seeks to give clean, drinkable water to the 2.2 billion people around the world who do not have safe access to clean water. The nonprofit uses its deep solar expertise to power and provide clean water, food security, and light to regions around the world. So to potentially win a Tesla and $20,000 and to support these organizations, go to omaze.com/Johnny Harris to find out more. So, fungible. Let's talk about the word fungible. It's this very specific word that economists use. It has a very precise definition. I want to use a different word for fungible for a second. Let's just use the word replaceable. Non-fungible means non-replaceable. You can't.
So maksudnya fungible tu ialah benda yang tak boleh diganti, replaceable, tak boleh di-replace. So satu benda yang tunggal, tunggal tu maksudnya fungible. So non-fungible ni maksudnya tak boleh diubah ataupun ditukar. Dia satu saja, dia tunggal, okay?
Can't replace it. There's only one of them. It's unique. Non-fungible. Let me give you an example of something I feel very strongly about. Let's say you want to buy an orange jacket. This is really absurd. I've actually never counted these before.
Stop it. Get some help.
You want to buy an orange jacket from Uniqlo.
Okay.
You go on the internet and a jacket costs $39. If you purchase one of these jackets for $39, you don't care what specific jacket they send to you. They're going to make thousands of jackets in your size, send them to stores, send them to people, and they will send one to you. You don't care which one it is. The jacket is fungible. It's replaceable. As long as you get one that's identical to the rest, it's worth the same to you. They're interchangeable. However, let's talk about one Uniqlo orange jacket that has been with me for a very long time. This is the original, and for those of you who don't know, I sort of have a strange attachment to this jacket. I just love it. I love the color. I feel like an identity with this thing. And it's sort of starting to disintegrate, but I love it. And I kind of fell in love. This jacket is not replaceable. If I went onto the website and paid $39 for a Uniqlo orange jacket that was this exact same model, it would not be this jacket. This jacket is non-fungible. It is the only one on the planet that exists. It has emotional value. It has significance. It is a very valuable thing because it is scarce. There's only one of them.
Okay, so dia cakap macam ni. So kalau kau contohnya bagi contoh jaket tu lah, jaket Uniqlo dia beli tu. So Uniqlo ni ada keluarkan jaket, salah satu produk dia lah. Jadi tak semestinya satu je dia keluarkan. Jadi mungkin ada banyak, mungkin ada 10, 100, 1000 kan. So diedarkan seluruh dunia. Sama brand, sama rupa, mungkin sama saiz dan sebagainya, color, texture dan sebagainya semua sama. Ada 100,000 unit seluruh dunia. Kan? Tapi apa menyebabkan satu particular jacket yang dia pakai tu menjadikan dia tunggal ataupun unik? Iaitu dia punya sejarah jacket tu. Sebab dia mungkin dia adalah orang yang terkenal kan. Jadi disebabkan jaket tu dia pakai dalam semua gambar-gambar dia, video-video dia semua dia pakai jaket tu, menyebabkan orang mengenali dia dengan jaket tu. Maka jaket tu telah jadi satu benda yang unik. Jadi walaupun ada sama jaket yang sama, ada 100,000 lebih seluruh dunia kan, yang sama, exactly sama, tapi yang itu satu tu adalah special sebab itu dia pakai. Itu yang dia try explain. Kita dengar lagi.
It's valuable to me at least. And I kind of fell in love. Okay, we can put these down for a second. Everything in our economy is one or the other, fungible or non-fungible. A sack of rice is fungible. You just want a sack of rice. You don't care which one it is. The Mona Lisa, non-fungible. There's only one. Unsurprisingly, non-fungible things are way more valuable than fungible things. So that's the NF in NFT, non-fungible. Now let's talk about the T, which is token. This is a very internet-y word. And to explain this, I have to explain something I have avoided explaining for a very long time. The blockchain. Luckily, there's a way to understand this, and I'm going to make it as painless as possible. Let's say I want to buy 3 slices of pizza from my friend Anna. She charges me $6 for these 3 slices. I don't use cash anymore, so I pull out my debit card, my bank card, and I swipe on her little terminal. As soon as I swipe this card, a message is sent to my bank. And it says, hey, Johnny, who has an account at your bank, wants to spend $6 on pizza. And that money needs to go to Anna's bank. This is like the bread and butter of what a bank does all day. They document every transaction that comes in from all their customers. They send out money to the other banks. And at the end of the day, they have a tally of all the money that went out of your account and into your account. And they can give you a number. They can say, based on all of these transactions, you have $50 in your bank account. And so when that request comes in, as I swipe my card, my bank is like, okay, so based on all of your transactions, you have $50 in your account. I can send $6 to Anna's bank, approved. And they approve the transaction.
Should you invest in an...
Pula. Okay, so dia cakap macam ni. Dia cakap, so dalam NFT tadi, non-fungible kita dah explain tadi. Satu benda yang tunggal yang tidak boleh ditukar. Walaupun dia ada, dia rupa dia sama semua, tapi dia ada satu benda yang unik. Dan yang unik tu dia ada specialty dia lah. So maka dia non-fungible. Dan objek ketiga ialah T, token. Dia kata token. So nak explain pasal token ni, dia kena explain pasal satu benda lain pula, iaitu blockchain. So apakah dia blockchain? Untuk kita fahamkan apakah dia token dekat dalam NFT. NFT tu non-fungible token. So apakah token dalam NFT? Kita kena faham satu benda lain pula, iaitu dipanggil blockchain. So blockchain ni sekarang ni yang dia baru explain ialah macam mana satu transaksi antara dia bila dia nak beli satu tiga slice pizza daripada Anna tu, dia bayar $6 dan $6 tu guna debit card dia kan. So dalam debit card dia, bank beritahu lah, okay, bank check account dia ada duit kita, check Anna account Anna wujud kita, and then ambil duit dia $6 daripada account dia, masukkan dalam Anna punya account. So itu ialah normal benda yang bank buat. Sekarang kita sambung iklan ni balik.
NFT. Well, if you look at all these action.
Once that money comes into Anna's bank, Anna's bank is doing the same thing. They're like, oh cool, she had $80 and now she has 86, and they add it to her record. More and more, your money is just a number on a screen. It's the result of a...
So dia kata ialah benda transaction. Dia sekarang tengah explain pasal transaction e-commerce lah dekat dalam internet. Benda dah jadi normal, iaitu duit masuk dan keluar secara virtual, tak pakai cash physical lah.
Bunch of transactions. You don't barter with physical things and you don't use cash as much. So the bank keeping meticulous records of every transaction becomes really important. We trust the bank to do this correctly. So thank you, banks. Banks and other middlemen have been keeping stuff like this running smoothly for centuries. I mean, kind of smoothly.
The NASDAQ, everything and more has been completely wiped out.
Was the worst day on Wall Street?
What in the world is happening on Wall Street?
There have been a few bumps in the road. With the rise of the internet, people started to wonder, is there a way that we could do this same thing, coordinate this transaction of transfer of money between two people without the bank?
Okay, so dia cakap macam ni. So dia cakap so selama ni transaksi ni, rekod transaksi telah dibuat oleh bank-bank seluruh dunia. Di mana-mana pun Ulasan dia norma benda baru dalam bank, dalam banking lah. So bila orang ni bayar, orang ni terima, yang ni minus duit dia, yang ni tambah duit dia, dan rekod ni semua disimpan dengan baik dan kemas oleh bank. So itu ialah fungsi bank. Bank bekerja macam tu. So bila internet dah makin maju, teknologi dah makin maju, orang mula tertanya-tanya kan, boleh ke transaksi berlangsung tanpa penglibatan bank? Ini yang dia nak explain. Kita sambung.
The result is a very clever concept called the blockchain. The blockchain fulfills the same thing the bank was doing. But instead of doing this privately on my bank account and talking to Anna's bank, all of the transactions are actually recorded publicly on the internet.
You're going surfing on the internet.
So let's redo this example in a crypto world. Anna charges me 6 crypto coins for my 3 slices of pizza. I go to swipe my proverbial bank card to say, yes, I want to pay you 6 coins. Instead of the bank seeing that request for a transaction and trying to validate it, it goes on to this public record where a bunch of people's computers all around the world are keeping track of every single transaction of everyone, always. If I don't indeed have the 6 coins in my account to pay Anna, all of the people's computers who are keeping track of every single transaction will notice that there's a discrepancy. They'll be like, whoa, 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 dude, you don't have 6 coins. We're looking at every transaction ever and you don't have 6 coins. Your transaction is rejected. If I do have 6 coins, all of the computers looking at the public record will see that request for a transaction and they'll be like, yep, approved. You have 6 coins and now Anna has 6 coins. And they'll write that transaction into the public record. Now,
okay, so dia kata macam ni. Dia kata so bila orang tertanya-tanya pasal urusan apa ni, rekod dan sebagainya ni, urusan perbankan kan. Selama ni bank yang uruskan, bank yang simpan rekod secara private. Jadi bila internet dah makin maju sekarang, diorang semua tertanya-tanya, adakah benda ni boleh dibuat tanpa penglibatan bank? Jadi bila dia nak wujudkan benda tanpa penglibatan bank, maka terlahirlah satu benda dipanggil blockchain. Jadi fungsi blockchain ni dia macam bank, tapi dia satu public stage, satu tempat public yang mana semua transaksi semua orang boleh ditengok, boleh terpapar dekat situ. Siapa beli apa, siapa bayar pada siapa, semua dipaparkan secara umum dan semua orang boleh tengok transaksi semua orang. Dan sistem tu dia check lah kalau kau ada duit ke tak ada, purchasing kau, transfer kau tu berjaya ke tak berjaya. Disebabkan dia simpan semua rekod transaksi, maka dia tahu berapa jumlah duit kau ada sebenarnya, berapa jumlah duit kau tak ada, orang ni ada berapa, orang ni ada berapa, dan bila transfer benda tu, kenapa transfer. So semua rekod ni disimpan secara awam, secara umum di satu tempat, kat blockchain tu lah.
Now Anna having those 6 extra coins is now the business of everybody. Everybody now knows that. The point here is that the group verifies the legitimacy of every transaction by keeping an eye on every transaction to make sure that it adds up. Okay, I'm getting hot at this point, so I'm taking off my orange jacket. Okay, so you're wondering, what does the blockchain and this public record have anything to do with cat gifts that sell for $600,000? Well, I'm about to tell you. So, in my pizza example, we talked about blockchain as a way to verify currency transaction. I pay you this much, you pay me this much, and everybody knows how much everybody has because it's all public. But this is where it starts to bend my mind a little bit. What if we apply this to something that isn't money or currency? Let's say one day you're just looking at the ledger, and the ledger is like, Johnny wants to give Anna 6 coins. Okay, he's got 6 coins, approved. And then a transaction comes up that's like, a Malaysian businessman wants to give $3 million worth of coins to Jack Dorsey in exchange for a little token or digital certificate that says that the tweet is now somehow owned by the Malaysian businessman. The only thing that the blockchain cares about.
Oh, disebut Malaysia pula. Contoh dia tu Malaysian businessman. Wow. Okay.
Is, does the Malaysian businessman have $3 million worth of coins? And so a bunch of computers all around the world look at the whole entire list of transactions and say like, yeah, this guy has more than $3 million worth of coins. Approved. They approve the transaction, and now it is written in a public record that is unalterable that says that this Malaysian businessman owns this tweet. The token has been transferred to somebody new. Non-fungible token, NFT. And if there's anything that gets human psychology to value something, it's if an entire group validates that it's real and that there's only one of them. There are tens of thousands of NFTs of all kinds. Some music is being given tokens. Lots of art is being minted as tokens and being bought and sold. And then, of course, there's
NBA Top Shot,
who's taking advantage of this.
These highlight moments, these top shot moments from your favorite NBA players have been turned into non-fungible tokens.
Jesse made headlines the other day when he paid $208,000 for LeBron James Top Shot.
It's the weirdest thing. As soon as humans have enough abundance, they have their basic needs met, food, shelter, warmth, etc. The next frontier is to create value in things that have no inherent value.
Okay. So dia cakap dia benda pelik lah. So dia kata so bila satu transaksi dekat dalam blockchain ni dimonitor, dikawal atau dipantau oleh berpuluh ribu orang serentak, dan bila satu transfer tu dibuat untuk satu benda tu, maka semua orang validate transfer tu, maka telah sah lah transaksi tu telah berlaku. Jadi dia ada record transaksi telah berlaku. Jadi contohnya satu orang dia guna Malaysian businessman kan. Businessman yang ada $3 million punya value of the cryptocurrency coin kan. Lepas tu orang tu, Malaysian businessman tu transfer kepada Jack Dorsey tu, kepada Mamat ni lah seorang ni, dia lah kan, pada dia. Lepas tu sebanyak berapa coin, contohnya 60 coin untuk bayar satu pemilikan satu tweet, satu tweet posting. Jadi bila berpuluh ribu orang validate transaksi tu, mengesahkan transaksi tu berlaku, maka semua orang tahu bahawa posting tweet tu tadi telah dibeli oleh businessman dari Malaysia dengan harga sekian-sekian. Jadi ini menyebabkan telah berlaku satu fenomena dekat seluruh dunia di mana semua benda yang ada nilai, tapi nilai yang macam yalah arts punya nilai benda yang kau macam video tadi NBA punya basketball punya top shot di NFT kan, di token kan, dan dijual, dan ada orang beli macam cat gift tu, gambar kucing terbang yang ada pelangi tu kan, yang dia tunjuk tadi, cat punya gift tu dibeli dan dimiliki oleh seorang dengan harga $600,000. Kita sambung.
The value turns into psychological hype, excitement around a certain thing. We've been doing that forever. I mean, that's the whole art industry is based on the idea of a bunch of people deciding that this painting, this little bit of canvas and wood and paint is valuable, and thus it is valuable. The only difference about now is we now have the technology to do this in a non-physical way, using this very sophisticated internet technology that is maturing very quickly. Okay, so this is a lot of hype, and I know you're probably thinking, like, cool, there's a bunch of rich people online buying and trading digital art, and there's millions of dollars worth of cards. I thought you said that this was going to have the potential to change the world. And I'm getting there, but first I need to talk about the crazy flip side to the NFT fad. The reality is that the technology that is the backbone for all of this, the blockchain stuff that we've been talking about, relies on the public ledger thing that I talked about. Like, that is the sort of heart and soul conceptually, but mechanically, like physically, what it relies on is computers doing a bunch of little calculations all day and night forever. These computers aren't real computers. They don't have any memory or screens or anything. All they do is just make little micro calculations all day, all night. Most NFTs are stored on a blockchain called Ethereum. And as of now, in early April 2021, when I'm filming this,
should you invest in NFT? Well, if you look at all this painting here, what is...
The Ethereum blockchain is using 33 terawatt hours of electricity. And you're like, what's a terawatt hour of electricity? That's the same amount of power as the country of Serbia. A reminder that generating electricity usually comes from power plants that are burning fossil fuels, that are putting carbon into the atmosphere, which is a big freaking problem.
Facing a man-made disaster on a global scale.
The power consumption of the Ethereum blockchain is exploding. It is quadrupled in like 8.
Okay, so apa dia explain sebelum aku terlajak jauh sangat, aku explain sikit. So dia cakap, adakah benda ni, NFT ni, NFT blockchain ni memberi impact yang besar pada dunia secara global. So dia kata memang ada secara fizikalnya. Dia kata, jadi apa relation secara fizikal sebenarnya kan? Macam ini kan benda macam teknologi dekat dalam internet je kan, tapi dia kata benda ni ada impact secara fizikal. Jadi aku pun tadi mula-mula terfikir juga, apa dia cakap kan, apa yang fizikalnya. So dia cakap sebenarnya kita tak sedar kan, bila kita nak mewujudkan teknologi blockchain ni, kita memerlukan komputer yang kerja dia asyik, dia bekerja setiap masa 24 hour, dia bekerja buat micro calculation, dan komputer ni struktur dia besar, banyak, macam dalam video dia tadi dia tunjuk banyak lah, macam super komputer punya style kan. Dan kerja dia ni ialah buat dan setup untuk buat blockchain je komputer ni untuk cater keperluan seluruh dunia ni. Sekarang ni dia makin membesar, dan buat masa ini tenaga yang diperlukan untuk running semua sistem komputer yang running untuk blockchain ni seolah-olahnya tenaga yang diperlukan oleh seluruh negara Serbia. Serbia ke disebut tadi, aku tak ingat dah. Jadi seluruh negara tu macam memang besar gila tenaga yang diperlukan untuk run the whole process of blockchain, untuk pantau, untuk hidup 24 hours kan. Jadi ini dia kata flip side dia lah, flip side dia. Jadi kita tengah tengok satu part lain, kita kata okey, dia teknologi ni mengubah dunia kan. Sebab apa? Benda-benda yang dalam bentuk art dan bentuk seni semua dah boleh ditoken kan, dan dipindah milik kan. Jadi benda tu okey lah, dia macam seni lah, macam karya seni Picasso apa semua kan. Bila sekumpulan orang tengok gambar tu, dia validate, oh ini gambar ni memang power, orang ni artis, maka dia naiklah value benda tu. So dia kata sama juga macam dekat dalam NFT ni, kalau satu benda tu ramai orang yang validate dia sebagai benda yang bernilai, maka meletuplah harga dia kan. Dan dia jadi benda yang bernilai tinggi lah, dan jadi rebutan lah. So apabila orang bertransaksi macam ni kan, bertransaksi macam ni, sebenarnya flip side dia dekat belakang, tenaga yang diperlukan tu memang memberi impact yang besar secara fizikal kepada dunia ni, kepada dunia yang kita duduk ni. Okey, sambung.
8 months, and it is showing no sign of slowing down. It is a lot of energy, and to think that much energy is not being used to like move people around or produce things. It's used to like crunch numbers in a weird computer warehouse somewhere so that somebody can buy a fake token of a thing that we only, oh man, I can't. It's mind-blowing. It's such an ironic moment where it's like, this is all digital, it's all fake, it's not real, but it's having deeply real world effects.
So dia kata benda yang NFT ni ialah benda hype je, benda yang orang agungkan benda-benda yang tak mengarut kan, dan benda ni menggunakan tenaga untuk menzahirkan kehendak orang ramai ni kan, untuk buat NFT dan blockchain ni memerlukan tenaga, electricity, dan tenaga electricity tu memberi impact secara nyata kepada dunia. Maksudnya ialah nak hidupkan elektrik kan, nak wujudkan elektrik ni kita perlukan fossil fuel lah, ada yang pakai hydro, ada yang pakai macam-macam tenaga untuk wujudkan, untuk beri bekalan kuasa elektrik kepada komputer-komputer ni untuk menzahirkan benda yang hype sahaja kan. Dia kata hype lah, dia kata hype, benda ni tak real pun, tak bukan benda yang penting yang boleh macam guna untuk macam nak guna buat speed train ke, electric car ke, yang boleh move people around. Tak, ini benda yang tak apa-apa, dia kata lah. Okay, sambung.
I just want to finish this video now talking about what this might mean for our world going forward. This is definitely hype, and that's the whole point. I mean, these speculation markets are all about hype. We see this all the time with new technologies and new things that people get excited about, and they swarm it with their investments, and the price goes up, and then something happens. For example,
come on, Uncle Phil, this is the 90s, man.
What's a web page? Something ducks lock on?
Unequal value. So cash in on today's new economy.
And it's the 90s, it's hammer time.
In the 90s, the internet was taking off, and people were just realizing that you could like make money on the internet. You could like make big businesses on the internet. The stock market was surging 400% in 5 years, mainly fueled by so much hype and excitement around these new internet companies.
Break the record as America's longest boom.
The new economy. Is it a boom without end?
This rise peaked in March of 2000, and then the bubble burst, and a lot of these companies either went under or completely lost all of this excitement valuation that they had.
Saw it, didn't you? It was down some.
But did that mean that the internet went away? Did that mean that internet businesses didn't come back? No. Companies went on to reshape our world. Right now, I think we are probably in that stage of NFTs. It's hype, it's novel, it's exciting. But what it's doing is it's pushing our minds to think differently about how we validate and verify things. If I buy a house, there is a whole thick stack of paperwork and a bunch of middlemen to make sure that it is very clear who owns the house and how that money gets transferred from one person to another. It is like a nightmare of an experience. If suddenly technology existed that took away the centralized middleman and made transactions between people able to be authenticated, verifiable, and much smoother, that could change our world. I'm not here to say if the bubble's gonna burst or whatever, I don't know. I just know that this is a crazy moment where we're getting our heads around a new technology and what it means, and eventually we'll adapt. This won't be crazy, this won't be novel anymore. Prices will go down, but the technology that allowed it all to happen will probably stick around.
Okay, so dia kata tadi dia kata benda ni mungkin hype lah. Dia kata pernah terjadi dulu masa tahun 90-an, masa mula-mula internet naik kan. Jadi berapa banyak company muncul, dan company.com, e-commerce dan sebagainya, dan semua internet based company kan, semua benda cuba masuk dalam industri ni kan, dalam internet based. Dan apabila tu berlaku, orang mula-mula sangka dia hype kan, tapi dia terus meningkat sampailah satu hari the bubble burst. Macam betul-betul drop. So macam suddenly berubah seluruh dia panggil ekosistem internet tu, dia dah tak macam dulu dah. Satu benda yang telah take over, swipe dia semua, sapu dia, dan dia berubah rupa dia, menyebabkan banyak company yang drop daripada bisnes internet lah. Bisnes online ataupun commerce. Macam salah satunya kita pernah kenal dulu lah Yahoo kan. Yahoo kan, maju, semua orang tahu yahoo.com kan, suddenly kena sapu dengan Google macam tu kan. Alright, so dia kata adakah blockchain ni, NFT ni akan hype macam ni juga. So pada pendapat dia kata benda ni hype, tapi dia mungkin ada naik dan ada turun dia. Cumanya dia kata apakah yang teknologi itu yang penting. Bila adanya teknologi ni, dia akan ubah dan manusia akan adapt. Kita semua akan adapt pada teknologi baru yang terhasil daripada tu. Macam contoh Yahoo tadi kan. Yahoo ni memang dia hype dulu, dia naik, dan daripada Yahoo macam-macam benda terhasil kan. Lepas tu Yahoo tu tenggelam. Tapi teknologi yang dibawa oleh Yahoo kan, dia punya kita panggil apa, dia punya vision dia telah terzahir dalam banyak bentuk company internet yang ada sekarang ni lah. Even Google sendiri pun, kalau kita tengok macam mana Yahoo Messenger dulu mula-mula kan, Yahoo Messenger yang untuk orang chat kan, sekarang ni mungkin WhatsApp yang kita guna hari-hari, Telegram yang kita guna hari-hari tu, sekarang ni asal je dulu ialah macam Yahoo Messenger. Itulah vision Yahoo Messenger. Cumanya zaman tu belum ada device tu lagi kan. So begitu juga dengan teknologi blockchain dengan NFT ni kan. Sekarang ni dia tengah pop, semua orang tengah hype, semua orang tengah cerita pasal blockchain NFT. Tapi berapa lama dan apakah benda yang akan terhasil daripada ni? So siapa yang dapat benda tu, yang dapat menghasilkan satu benda tu akan jadi king lah. Habis dah. Okay. So itulah di NFT. Jadi so apa benda yang korang key takeaway yang kita boleh tengok daripada video ni lah kan, daripada penerangan dia pasal NFT ni kan. Apakah dia NFT, macam mana NFT ni boleh mengubah dunia kita. Dan aku tengok sekarang ni banyak yang lebih kepada, ada kita panggil apa, lebih kepada karya lah. Aku rasa orang yang berkarya macam fotografer, artis, boleh mula belajar pasal NFT ni, faham pasal NFT dia, dan letak token lah pada karya korang supaya dia ada satu saja dalam dunia kan. So secara digitally kan, aku rasa kalau digitally mungkin fotografer boleh buat kot. Aku pun ada satu gambar yang aku rasa macam aku nak letak dalam NFT kan. aku nak token kan dia kan, supaya dia jadi satu je. Dan yalah, tapi untuk dia naik value kan, untuk dia naik value ialah bergantung pada berapa ramai orang yang validate kau punya art tu sebagai benda yang sangat berharga kan. Dan selagi benda tu duduk dengan kau sendiri, dia tak naik harga lah, melainkan kau jual. Tapi pada masa kau jual, mungkin kau jual harga gambar muka kau sendiri lah. Okay, mungkin kau jual kan, pada orang yang nak beli gambar muka kau, mungkin harga dia 100. Jadi mungkin kau bangga lah, ada orang beli gambar muka aku dengan harga RM100. So kau sendiri pun dah tak boleh pakai dengan muka kau, sebab muka kau dah jual lah. Gambar muka kau tu unik tu kau dah jual pada somebody, dia yang own. Jadi disebabkan mamat yang beli ni, dia pun show kat kawan dia, tengok ni aku beli muka dia ni RM100, dia dah tak boleh pakai dah ni. Jadi naik, ada orang cuba offer, dan suddenly ada pula orang beli gambar yang kau yang sama dengan harga RM1,000. Tapi bukan kau dah dapat, sebab kau tadi tu je lah yang kau jual masa harga RM100 tu kan. Mamat yang beli tadi pula, dia pula dapat harga RM1,000 pula kan. Begitu juga seterusnya. Jadi ada orang yang offer RM100,000, ada orang offer RM1,000,000. Makin lama makin naik value gambar muka kau tu. Tapi bukan kau, orang yang berjaya dapat dengan value tertinggi itulah yang dapat untung. So itulah NFT, non fungible token. Satu benda kan, kau boleh jual satu benda kan, secara digital, dan pemilikan itu disahkan, divalidate oleh ramai orang seluruh dunia dalam sistem blockchain, dan menyebabkan semua orang tahu okey, pemilikan ni telah diserahkan kepada orang ni sebab orang ni beli dengan harga ni kan. Jadi orang yang tengok tu kan, orang yang pantau blockchain ni, dia mungkin perasan orang ni beli kan. So siapa nak beli kemudian pula. So that's why aku tengok baru ni ada orang yang macam mula jual domain name tapi dia jual dekat dalam blockchain. So maksudnya domain name dah memanglah benda yang unik. kan, tapi dia macam dia nak famous kan benda tu, dia letakkan dalam blockchain lah, dia macam hype kan dia. So apakah benda yang boleh di-hypekan, apakah benda yang boleh jadi unik, jadi tunggal. Kita bolehlah kita nak contohnya baju aku ni lah kan. Baju aku ni dah lah limited edition kan, Monkey Apparel punya. Tapi ada berapa unit? Adalah 80 unit lah baju ni keluar kan. Tapi yang this particular kan, sebab dia ada bau asyam sikit, aku punya bau, maka aku nak letak harga dia RM1,000 NFT, beli pakai Bitcoin. Macam tu. Alright, so chat. Siapa ada chat? Chat lah, kasih chat. Apa pendapat korang pasal NFT dan blockchain? Syahri Reza ulasan mantap. Terima kasih. Aku ni pun tak tahu, tapi aku just re-explain benda ni dalam bahasa Melayu lah, sebabnya aku tengok tak ada konten yang dikeluarkan dalam bahasa Melayu untuk benda ni. Jadi yalah, mungkin ada orang yang tak berapa faham bahasa Inggeris, mungkin nak faham lebih lanjut pasal NFT dan tak nak ketinggalan. So aku ceritalah pasal ni dalam bahasa Melayu. Alright. Ada sesiapa yang bersama-sama dengan kita sekarang ni? Aiman, Saiful Amin, Aidil Zulkifli, Wan Nurul Jannah. Okay, thank you. So itu cerita dia. Aiman cakap, entahlah, kau pening memikirnya. Tak apa man. So dia kalau macam kau ada benda yang kau reka sendirilah, contohnya riff kan. Kau main bass kan. Kau ada buat satu bass punya riff, nada dum 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 dum, yang kau memang unik, tak ada orang punya. Boleh kau create sample audio dia kan. Okay, kau post. Ini kau terus kasih dia NFT, non-fungible token. Siapa nak beli boleh beli dengan harga sekian-sekian guna cryptocurrency. Jadi orang akan nampak lah, riff ni. So mungkin ada artis di artis antarabangsa ke, dia tiba-tiba cakap, best lah kau punya bass punya riff ni kan. Dia nak lah. Jadi dia mungkin offer kan, pada kau untuk beli. So dia jadilah yang unik lah, non-fungible token yang kau boleh jual pada dia lah. Macam tu. So karya lah kan, try lah buat apa-apa karya kan. Kau ambil kertas lukisan tu kan, kau cuba taruh warna dekat dada kau kan, kau tekap, kau tengok bulu-bulu dada kau tu membentuk gambar apa dekat kertas. Boleh jual NFT. Itu contoh dia lah kan. Alright. Okay, kasih lagu sikit. Alright. Ada lagi? Siapa lagi yang ada benda yang idea ataupun pendapat pasal NFT? Boleh kasih taruh sikit dalam komen. Kita ulas sikit benda ni. Mari. Malam ni malam Sabtu. Malam mengasah ilmu semalam. Sabtu. Jadi 43 minit lagi bersama. Aku cuba nak wrap benda ni dalam 1 jam je, sebab aku nak post balik kat YouTube kan, supaya benda ni boleh jadi konten orang yang maknanya penerangan NFT tapi dalam bahasa Melayu kan. Semoga memberi manfaat pada orang semua. Alright, kalau tak ada, itu sajalah buat malam ni. Terima kasih kepada semua yang join aku, yang participate, yang lepak sama-sama dengan aku dengar benda ni. Terima kasih banyak-banyak. Tolong follow aku punya YouTube, iamrejim.com juga. Kau search I Am Rejim dekat YouTube, nanti subscribe lah. Right. Okay, aku rasa sampai itu saja, sampai sini saja malam ni cerita kita pasal NFT. Semoga memberi manfaat pada korang. Yang mana nak bincang boleh post dekat komen, dan kita tengok apa yang kita boleh sambung-sambung lagi. Aku pun banyak benda tak tahu, aku just review apa orang tu cakap je. Bukannya, ini bukan aku punya idea. Aku just tengok video dan react dan ulas balik. Alright, itu saja malam ni. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum. Bye-bye.